Hey there, welcome to The Healthy Marriage. I want to talk to you about some questions that have come up in our Facebook group. So, one of them is I actually asked the question, what is one of the most difficult parts of your marriage? And so, had a lot of interesting answers. So, we're going to kind of talk through some of those. One of them was me being snappy and irritable. That's a great one. Think about what that means. When I get into that place of being snappy and irritable, it is data. That's one of the ways that I kind of put some of this stuff. It's information that tells you about what you need. Oftentimes it's sleep. Honestly, we're going too fast. We're running a rat race. And the question sometimes is, for what reason? Do we know how to slow down? Do we know how to take a breath? Sometimes it's just perspective. Sometimes we're just going too fast in our own head, even though we're not in person, if you will. So, being too snappy and irritable, that's one of a symptom or a sign of other issues that needs to be dealt with. Sometimes it's because there's something between you and your spouse, something that's been unsaid, undealt with, not dealt with. And so this is an important revealer of what might need to be talked through. If you have a spouse that's not kind of non-communicative, they don't talk much, it can be more frustrating. And so being able to have other people that you talk things through carefully and with boundaries, whether it's a counselor or a trusted friend or mentor, those are critical to help you be healthy so that you don't get to that place where you're now, again, the data showing you've kind of crossed that line and now you're snappy and irritable. Honest truth about that too is it's normal to get to that place. So being able to ask for forgiveness from our kids, from our spouse, and them learning grace as well when I get to those moments. Because sometimes we don't recognize it till after or till we're in the middle of it ourselves. So grace for ourselves, but also knowing that we're just continually in process. Another one was mine is volunteering so much I forget to serve my husband first. That's huge. Our first ministry is our husbands and our wives. Our children is second to that. We need to put those in the right order. Oftentimes our kids become first, and that's dangerous. But others outside of that, that's next. That's after. And so being able to have boundaries around how much I get involved in, if that's a struggle for you to volunteer too much, sometimes you need other people to kind of help speak into that. Your kids might, even your spouse might, being able for them to be able to kind of say, I think you're doing too much, and us not take offense. Us actually go, thanks for kind of reining me in a little bit, because that's kind of my default. Also looking at our motivation as to why we're serving or volunteering. A lot of times we're overdoing it out of penance. It's another key word I use a lot. Penance. It's like we're trying to pay for something that we don't need to pay for. Christ has paid for all that on the cross. So being able to put that again in the right perspective. Why am I going overboard, if you will? Other times it's just I enjoy doing a lot of stuff. I'm an active person, and that's a different story, if you will. But being able to examine our own hearts is critical. And it's beautiful, the example we're giving our kids when we're volunteering and getting them involved as well. Another one that it's difficult. I'm cranky all the time due to health issues, but also infidelity and communication connections is pretty much missing. This is when we need help. This is where we actually need intervention. Can do a good book study, can do a Bible study, can do marriage things, marriage stuff to grow, but a lot of times we need someone else to kind of speak into and help stop patterns, help start new patterns, help jumpstart a marriage, if you will. It is a lifelong journey, and it's got its ups and downs for every marriage. But being able to also not let patterns continue that are unhealthy is really, really critical. I would really suggest help for someone who's kind of in that stuck place as well. This is one I mentioned just a minute ago. I tend to put our kids before my husband. We are working on breaking this habit. Yes, our kids are second to our spouse. They take up so much time, especially when they're toddlers and young, but our spouse and our marriage is critical. It's kind of why, as I've been looking at branding and talking through what I want to do, the marriage is such a critical piece for the whole of a family. The health of a marriage. It is the centerpiece, the hub. And so being able to invest in that and be intentional at creating something great that you're proud of is really, really important. Another one is having different parenting styles. You might be more involved with your kids than your husband, or more hands-on. It becomes a problem. So one of the questions was having different parenting styles. Yes, we do. So how do we have grace for the differences and then learn to get on the same page? Not necessarily agree, but get on the same page and work together as a team. I've often found myself stuck where my wife has a perspective that's different from mine in terms of doing something with the kids. And then I realize that it's pride that's getting in the way as to letting her have go that direction, or being able to admit I'm wrong. That's another big one sometimes. So being able to just working as a team, and you're starting that from the day you start dating, is building that, how we're going to be a team. Another one is differences in perceptions and communication styles. Your differences are what make you a couple. And so don't try to eliminate the differences. Celebrate the differences, learn from each other, grow together, work as a team. But this is a critical part of the us, you being a couple that is intentional about building into each other and encouraging their talents and skills and what God's kind of built in them, and vice versa. You're a team. You're not against each other. And so those differences are not meant to be something that's divisive. It's meant to be, I never thought of it that way, and learn from them. It's a really critical skill for us to have to build a healthy marriage. So bless you, bless your family. Love to see you in future conversations and hear from you. Hey, this is Dr. Corey Gilbert, and would love to actually continue this conversation. How? Inside my free Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/thehealthymarriage. Join us there, and you can actually begin dialogue, posting questions that I'll answer here and also in the group. Would love to get to know you and see kind of where you're at and how we can help you grow a healthy marriage. Again, my name is Dr. Corey Gilbert with Healthy Marriage and HealingLives.com. Talk to you soon.